Kaiko is a leading provider of institutional-grade digital asset market data, analytics, and infrastructure solutions designed to bridge traditional finance with blockchain. Founded in 2014, it offers real-time and historical data feeds covering 12,000 digital assets across 100-plus exchanges used for risk management, valuation, and compliance. As part of our series, Markets on Chain with the Global Blockchain Business Council, we're joined today by Ambre Soubiran, the CEO of Kaiko. Great to have you here. So you, a trustee of cryptocurrency, digital assets, data for financial institutions, is kind of like the headline. Explain what exactly Kaiko is doing.
Yes, Kaiko brings transparency around digital assets markets. We work on market data, essentially what is the price at which crypto assets are traded, what is the market structure for those crypto assets, whether they are trading on centralized cryptocurrency exchanges such as Coinbase or Kraken or Binance, but also on financial protocols on the blockchain, DeFi applications, DEXs, and lending and borrowing applications. That is the market data business. Using all of that market data, we build analytics. And analytics are tools that serves for risk management, position monitoring, business intelligence, and tools that are essentially being consumed to follow and track the market activity on digital assets. Then we have an index business, which is a regulated subsidiary of Kaiko that it administers benchmark rates and indices for the purpose of building financial products. And finally, we have our data infrastructure solution, which is more tailored to the world of tokenization. And this is about bridging the world of financial market data and the world of smart contracts.
Okay, fascinating and much needed in the industry. And so I guess elaborate on why this is important for not just financial institutions, but the consumer as well.
Yeah. So I think there's two different things here. There is crypto as an investable asset class. And crypto, like all traditional asset classes, require market data information for people to make educated decisions, whether it's investment decisions, whether it's risk management decisions. Having access to market data is critical to any business doing anything with an asset class that exists, right? So the part that is more about the market data business for crypto is critical for anybody that is interacting with the crypto industry as an investable asset class. Now, there's a second angle that I'm very passionate about and that we hear much more these days, which is using blockchain as an underlying infrastructure for serving traditional financial applications. The keyword for that would be tokenization. It's obviously, a trend that I don't think we are coming back from. We're seeing all sorts of very meaningful financial institutions now announcing tokenization initiatives. And what does it mean, tokenizing something? It means basically creating a version of an asset on the blockchain. And the rationale for doing this is for using these assets on the blockchain in order to serve traditional financial application in an efficient way. So all sorts of traditional financial applications require market data information relating to those assets. Here, our value proposition is really about bringing market data that is relating to those tokenized assets to enable financial applications on the blockchain and using the blockchain as an infrastructure layer. So this is a bit of an evolution from crypto as an investable asset class to blockchain as an underlying technology.
Got it. And you're right, the tokenization has just seemed to take off lately. And it does feel like a lot more big financial institutions are getting into this. So now this data also gives you insights into trends. Do you compile this and make predictions or provide value, extract value from that for your clients?
Yes, absolutely. So we do two things. One of them is we consume huge amount of very, very granular market data. And then we aggregate that into data products that can be consumed in a more aggregated form, whether that is the typical bar charts, OHLCV data metrics, or whether it's liquidity metrics, whether it's volatility metrics. We have all sorts of analytics data sets that can be consumed directly, and that is a condensed version of the market data. Then the second part that is actually not a data product, but an important part of what we do is our research. We do have a very strong data driven research division. We work a lot with traditional financial media to support them on their cryptocurrency and digital asset research. We have our own Kaiko publications that are, we have a bunch of weekly publications, our data debrief, our end of week market update, our Monday update. We have annual reports, quarterly reports, and we also have research working on a bunch of public benchmarks where we classify and rate assets as well as chains and networks according to different criteria. The reason we do that and the reason research puts so much effort into building those independent benchmark is that it serves then our index business into how we design our index methodologies.
Okay, so almost kind of like a bond rating company.
Yeah, there is something called, you're absolutely right. There's one of our products called the exchange rating. The exchange ranking, where we rate exchanges by all sorts of independent scores. And everything is public, the methodology is public, and it's widely used in the industry.
Now, you're working with the Canton Network. So they're, of course, on the cutting edge as well as of tokenization. Where do you see tokenization going?
Tokenization matters if you can then do something with the token. And one of the reasons we are so involved and so passionate about building on the Canton Network is that it is a network that is designed for capital markets and that has a very strong privacy by design element to the way they thought about the network. Privacy is absolutely critical to enabling capital markets applications. You will not have financial institutions, publicly displaying their financial positions or the types of contracts they are working on with their counterparts. So Canton is a network that is very well suited for capital markets application, and that also applies for data. Capital markets application by design, it's already the case in traditional finance, consume market data feeds in order to monitor contracts, monitor collateral value, to create mark-to-market, to price NAVs. I mean, everything consumes data. Financial, data is a key component of market infrastructure. So we are bringing that to the Canton Network.
Now, another announcement that you've had recently is with Bloomberg, which is well known as a data provider on Wall Street, has been for decades. Explain that relationship.
Absolutely. And this also ties back into our work with Canton. What we have announced with Bloomberg is that Bloomberg is working with Kaiko in order to bring their licensed data to their users on the blockchain. What does that mean in practice? It means that an existing client of Bloomberg can decide that they are going to build some financial applications natively on the Canton Network, and that those applications that would consume Bloomberg data outside of the chain could now consume the data directly on-chain in order to trigger the disintermediated execution of financial contract in a very seamless manner. So this is very important. Data is, one of the key elements to fuel financial applications, and now it is available natively on Canton.
Okay, data is the new oil, they say. So, Ambre, thank you so much. Fascinating business that you built, and thank you for coming in and explaining Kaiko.
Thank you very much for having me.